Welcome to the Charleston Marketing Podcast, powered by the Charleston American Marketing Association and broadcasting from our home at Charleston Radio Group. Thanks to CRG, we're able to talk with the movers and shakers of Charleston, from economy to art, from hospitality to tech, and everything in between. These leaders have made a home here in the Lowcountry. They live here, they work here, they make change here. Why? Let's talk about it.
Hey, and welcome to the Charleston Marketing Podcast, powered by the Charleston Marketing Association. We are recording in the Charleston Radio Group studios, big supporters of CAMA. Gotta give a big shout out to Charleston's favorite DJ, DJ Jerry Feelsgood, with the beats at the beginning, thanks to all of our supporters. Hey guys, Stephanie Barrow here, the founder of Stephanie Barrow Consulting, a digital marketing strategy agency located here in Charleston, and I am your CAMA past president. I'm excited to be joined by two very special guests who happen to be good friends of mine. This is Jenny and Raebecca, the founders of Gritty Gal Marketing. Ladies, say hey.
Hi.
This is that fun part where I get to, I like the hey. That's making my day. All right, cool. All right, we're going to roll into like the awkward part now where I get to talk about all of your accomplishments in front of you. And you get to just grin and bear it. So here we go. All right, guys. Meet Jenny and Raebecca, two marketing veterans with over 40 years of combined experience across industries like construction, retail, real estate, mergers and acquisitions, and healthcare. Basically, they've seen it all. Now they're channeling the expertise that Gritty Gal Marketing, where they believe in building relationships and not just closing deals. Their bold, authentic, and customized strategies fuel organic growth because they know that cookie-cutter solutions don't work. Gritty Gal is all about helping business owners rediscover their passion, clarify their vision, and craft stories that resonate. They work with businesses that know that they need marketing but don't know where to start, or those who didn't know they needed to tell a story to tell, like commercial builders or real estates. Gritty Gal ensures these businesses don't just stand out, they make people fall in love with what they do. Oh my God, I love that. When they're not creating game-changing marketing strategies, they're busy raising daughters. Hooray! Yay. Shout out to all the girls. Volunteering for PTA and co-hosting the Marketing and Mayhem podcast, where they talk about life, business, and that beautiful mayhem all in between. Look at you ladies.
I'm tired just listening
Killing
to
it. Y'all are making me tired. I thought I had a lot on my plate.
To like talk about how awkward bios are.
Dude. I read these in front of people and I just feel like, wow, they just are feeling very accomplished. I really need to up my game. So congratulations.
Like there needs to be like,
y'all.
There needs to be a caveat that's like, let's name like the stupidest thing you've ever done, or how many speeding tickets have you had?
There you go.
Like, so it's just.
I'm only one.
Speeding ticket?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't.
That's impressive.
I'm the one that people honk at. I have like my Fred Flintstone feet out, and I'm like hanging out because I'm thinking about things. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm like 40 miles under.
The absolute worst. P.S. My mom is in the audience today, and she every time I visit her in Virginia, as in like I went a couple weeks ago, I got a speeding ticket in the mail every time. Portsmouth, Virginia. Thank you for the $100 speeding ticket from a couple weeks ago.
Put that in your bio.
I had my like Christmas reindeers on there. They sent me the picture. I'm like, that's my car. So there it goes. Good job.
Yep, that's me.
That's me.
It was the Grinch who gave you that
It was 100% the
Rude.
Grinch. That's good. Now, are you ladies from Charleston?
I am. Born here, which is very...
Which makes the accent so authentically low country.
Isn't that so funny?
I love her accent. It feels very strong. I feel more Southern talking to you.
Do you?
I do. I like it.
Oh, God. My husband's from Florida. He gives me a really hard time about it. He says it's better than it used to be when I first met you. I'm like, is that a compliment? I'm not
No,
really
I love
sure.
it.
No, it gets stronger, too. There are definitely moments like when we're
I'm
re-recording something. I was going to say when we're re-recording or like something happens. And she'll be like, oh, darn.
Oh, darn.
I
like
Southern
it.
saying.
What does that mean? Yeah, that's so cute.
Oh, darn.
Oh, darn. Yeah.
No, you're not from here.
No, I'm from New York.
That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, but I've been here 11 years.
So it's home.
And my kids were born here.
Yes.
So they're technically natives.
Yes.
So, yeah, I've been here forever.
Yes. And so for people who don't know, these two lovely ladies, you need to check out their podcast, Marketing and Mayhem, but we're all girl moms.
Yes. And that's how we all know each other.
That's all how we know each other.
Isn't
And
that funny?
we're marketing badasses.
Well,
obviously, but we're also girl moms,
Mhm.
which is amazing.
I know.
There is a special badge for that, and I'm sure the boy moms have it too.
Yes.
Because I have a sister-in-law that has boys, and like that is a different kind of chaos.
Right.
But the girl mom chaos, like this is a pretty special pond that we swim in. I like it.
Girl mom
Absolutely.
unite. Absolutely.
Oh,
yeah.
Now, since you've been here for 11 years, have most of your marketing experience been here in Charleston?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I went to school in University of Buffalo for marketing also.
Nice.
So like, go Bills.
Yeah.
Go Bills. Go Bills.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So I've done my fair share of snow and cold days, hardcore mafia. But yeah, went to school for that.
Yeah.
Definitely was in that space. And then you know how your life sort of takes you in different directions.
100%.
For sure. So you learn these different niche things. That's how I ended up in retail for a long time and doing some of those things. But yes, a lot of, our co-experience, of course, is here together.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. Now, you've been doing marketing here, too, for this whole time?
I've done it nationally, truthfully. So I've done it a little bit everywhere. When I was in mergers and acquisitions, we helped sell businesses everywhere across
crazy.
the U.S. So, and then most of my background is in South Carolina, though.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
It's a lot of pressure, mergers and acquisitions.
It's a lot of pressure.
I know, right?
You know, I mean, making a business look good enough to sell.
Yeah.
Talk about.
That's impressive, dude. That's
It's fun, though. It's fun.
Now, how did y'all become friends? Was it through your kids or through your marketing background or like all the things?
The girls went to preschool together.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah. And our daughters hit it off.
Of course, because their daughters are the sweetest.
Well, this is like the thing. Like, so you have the same thing in your daughter, but like our kids were in preschool, and preschool is really wild.
It is wild.
And so both of our kids didn't like that.
Okay.
So they would be like over in the corner.
We all have like quiet, sweet daughters. Just PS for all of our listeners.
And that doesn't mean that they're easy. It just means that
they're emotional in a different way.
Oh, like,
so tender.
But like when all the other kids were like acting just that mob mentality of like preschool,
right?
They were like, yeah, actually, that's not for us, and they would completely separate. So that's how they became friends.
Okay. Yeah. And so then you just decided to do marketing together?
Even before we were friends. Honestly, we weren't friends when this started.
Oh, you were not friends?
No, we were friendly. We knew each other.
Okay, got it.
But
you didn't like hang out?
No, never.
No.
And then you just were like...
We just knew. So obviously social media.
Yes.
I venture to say you can learn a lot.
Oh, P.S. Talking about social media... This girl beside me, Rebecca, just kills it on social media.
She does, and God love her because
she just is so
not
awesome.
Yours. I just don't love
her. Yeah, she is. You are awesome. Like I always brag on her because I've been in marketing for 20 plus years, and like I still don't feel comfortable. Like here I am in the car.
Oh, it makes
on
me
my
sweat.
way to this.
Get ready with me.
Same. 100%.
But I also, to be fair. I don't do any of that.
No, you don't.
No.
Because I would feel very alienated by that.
Right.
And I'm like waiting for the day that the term like influencer just dies out because I think we're actually getting there.
We are.
I think
we
we're
are
probably
getting
18
there.
months from that.
Oh.
I will put it on paper.
2025 marketing strategy.
It is.
Don't invest in influence marketing.
I think because we went from influencer to micro to nano, and I think we're starting to see that lack of authenticity doesn't feel good.
Right.
And so I maybe did 2 dances. But I've never done a get ready with me.
We have danced together.
Yes,
you have danced together.
We have.
Yes, it's very cute.
Very fun. Thank you.
Your sleepover party looked like I should have been invited.
We love a sleepover. We do.
And she'll give me like heat sometimes. She's like, your social media right now is very chaotic for me. I'm like, it feels very on brand for my actual
I like it.
But we're very different. Like I'm like you. I don't love it. It just makes me
I like to celebrate my clients. I don't like to celebrate myself.
Same. I like to be the wizard behind the curtain.
But I need to be better about it.
But I still don't know if I celebrate myself. What I really do is I air my dirty laundry.
There you go.
So I really so if my dog has an accident in the house, I'm like, y'all will not believe this.
Right.
Because I'm just like, that idea of being so picture perfect, I cannot stand. So
100%.
I like to let the flags fly. Like,
but what you're doing now is you're taking some of this now, you're putting it into your marketing with your clients.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what we do.
So that's what you do.
Yeah.
That is exactly.
Because business doesn't have to be so serious.
Right. And that is my elevator pitch for you girls. Like y'all are authentically yourselves and you're teaching your clients and the small business that you help to be authentically themselves.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
It's that simple.
It is. It seems that simple, but it's so hard to master that.
Yeah.
We sit in meetings all the time where people are like, well, we don't really know our story. That's not true.
Yeah.
That can't possibly be true, but we will get it out of you.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot of people call it curious. My husband calls it nosy. But we ask a lot of questions.
No, that's how you got to be.
And it's like, there's a story there. There's numerous stories there. So you just got to dig and get it.
Yeah, and then you become emotionally invested in the story you're telling because you're invested in the people that you're helping.
Oh, we get invested in everything.
Everything.
That's the fun of us. That's how we get your story. Because it could be whether it's like a pet adoption or whatever it is.
Right.
Once we put our foot in the water, we are all the way in the tub. Like,
I love it.
Could be PTA,
Yeah.
could be gymnastics or cheer.
I know that
We're buying the $200 of makeup and hair care.
Dude.
There isn't a single thing that we do a little, which is unfortunate and also incredible.
Yeah.
That is
We're
incredible.
all in.
Now, how do you not get burnt out?
Yeah, no, I think we actually are really big on self-care.
Okay.
One thing that we like to do is we don't sleep. It's super important to us that we
All of me is like,
don't.
the older I get, the more sleep I require.
No,
so
Same.
I'm like,
She
Oh,
will
my
like
ba-
text me at midnight. I'm like, you know, I go to bed at like 9.
I'm like a
right?
9:30.
But I text her at like 4 o'clock in the morning. She's like,
We
you
try
know
not
I'm
to drink
up.
any water. We only fuel with caffeine. Like, I'm like totally kidding.
I know.
But there's a certain amount of like,
No, I hear you. It's like,
I put my kids to bed and I open my computer back up and I'm like, here we go.
We love it though. Like that's
Yeah, we
that's
really
the thing.
do.
We
that's
love,
how I operate too.
We love the marketing. We love helping our clients. We love pouring into the community that's our children live in.
Correct.
And you know, we love showing our daughters that hey, you don't have to go work for somebody like
I was
everybody
having
else
this
does.
conversation with my mom on the way over here today where I was like, whenever she's like, always like, you need to get off your phone. I'm home now. I'm like,
we get some of that feedback.
I'm like,
It's
child,
tough. Yes.
like, you're not in an after school program. You're with your mother. I saw you get off the bus. I was at your school volunteering.
Right.
Yep.
And I'm going to be at all your cheer things. Like, that's going to have to be enough.
Yeah.
I think it's important to be that for, like,
No,
our
I'm really
girls.
glad you're saying that because the guilt of like the get off your phone and that doesn't happen every day.
Right.
But there's a sting there. And for sure, when it happens, I'm like, but wait a second. Because
yeah.
like we have so much time together. I'm your mystery reader. I'm go green for the color run.
Oh, yeah.
For now until forever. Which, by the way, is a giant commitment.
It's a big commitment.
But then there'll be times where they're like, some of the moms are at school more than you. I'm like, it's not possible.
Yeah.
And
It's
I was
not
like,
possible.
and I always go like, they probably don't work, And I'm like, and I'm the mom showing up like in the manatee onesie with like no bra, dropping my kid off at school, praying I don't get pulled over.
No. I actually have named my look because it's important to me.
Okay.
I will go full Gary Busey.
There you go.
I look like I have been sleeping outside.
I
True
love
story.
that.
I can
love
get
it.
here and it doesn't take a lot, but like when I show up at work, I look like I got rained on and I got
yeah.
left
Like
out.
this is not the norm.
Y'all
here.
look beautiful, P.S.
So do you. Always. I've never seen you in your manatee onesie, but
know.
now it's a goal.
Yeah, I want to.
Well, I'm going to go home and be authentically myself.
We should have a onesie sleepover.
Oh, y'all come over. I got a heated pool.
Yes.
We will have a
Or getting in
onesie
our
sleepover.
swimsuits.
Oh, yeah, I love it.
Oh, no.
We can jump in our onesies.
I love this
I will
idea.
get in my swimsuit with you.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah,
I'll
but
do
no,
it.
we just like business. We give 100% whatever we're doing,
Right.
and so that's just that. It doesn't. I don't get burnt out because we just love what we do.
Well, I will say this, though. We are very careful about who we bring on.
Yes.
And there was a time actually recently where we met with a client and we were so invested in it. And after, I was like, I don't think that's going to fill our cup.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so we also have learned that you can want all of the things and all of the dreams, but not every client and not every job can take you there. And so we do actually curate that carefully.
That's good.
I think that's like the biggest lesson. Like we're only a year into the two of us together like this,
Right.
but like
Feels
we're
longer
being
than that.
very.
That's so
isn't
impressive.
that funny?
We have, but
That's
we
impressive.
really have never even had like a coffee.
no.
You and I had coffee before.
Oh, yeah, for 100%.
I know.
Yeah.
But to be clear, I also don't drink coffee, so that's probably one of the
What?
reasons we have.
We'll convert you. We could put a lot of cream and sugar in there. We'll
But
make
we're
you-
also very fortunate too that if we can sense when the other one's kind of burn out
Sure.
or getting,
Yeah.
Right.
we're walking a tight line there.
Right.
We will say it.
Yeah, we do. We're like, I need a minute. So she'll cover what I can't do and
Right.
vice versa. So
Yeah.
that really makes it easier that we can pick up on that and, tap each other
Now,
in.
are most of your clients like a retainer, or how does it, hourly or per contract, or how do you do it?
It really just depends.
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
when we truly say we don't have cookie cutter or anything,
Right.
we really don't.
That's
have
amazing.
Because
That's
we build out. I mean, we'll sit on the phone, we'll sit on Zoom, we'll sit down at Chick-fil-A. We love going to Chick-fil-A.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we're at Chick-fil-A on Long Point Road a lot.
Oh,
a
good.
lot.
I'll come visit you there.
Sipping a Coke.
I'll
We're
come.
on their Wi-Fi.
And we'll break
There you
down.
go.
Friends with everyone.
That's awesome.
We don't do the, give them a cookie cutter proposal. It's more
Sure.
of like us
A la
in there.
carte.
Well, what would this look like 6 months from now?
Right.
What is their strategy? What is that going to look like? Because we want to think in game, right?
Right.
So yeah, none of that is.
We do. I mean, we have clients even who are like, we have a local real estate agent who wants to learn how to do it herself.
Nice.
So her a la carte looks like we're really hands-on, and then long term, she won't be our client.
Nice.
And we might come in for different pieces, but
Okay.
like we truly do a la carte. We have clients who don't, it could be social media. They are never going to log in. They are never going to read a message.
Right.
They are never going to respond to a comment. And
And
quite frankly,
they trust you to
and they're
handle
fine.
it.
yes,
Yeah.
and it's completely fine.
Yeah.
So like it's
That's how my
truly-
clients are too. It's like some of them are completely hands-on, and I hear from them every half an hour,
Yep.
and then some I don't hear from at all. When I send them an invoice, they're like paid. I'm like, okay, great.
You're like,
Perfect.
I hope you like it.
I love being the voice for you. No,
Yep.
it's nice.
It's a good balance. We
It
couldn't
is.
have every client be high needs,
right.
and I wouldn't feel amazing if every client was low needs either.
right.
I want some of that like emotional support back here and there.
No, absolutely. Now, are you like? So, what do you think is your strengths as an agency? Because I know you both bring certain things to the table. Like, is one like more of a designer, more copywriter? How's that all work?
So I'm the nerd.
Okay.
I'm definitely the nerd. So I'm like, I'm going to deep dive into what is happening
Sure.
right now. What does
Analytics.
the demographic look like?
Yep.
You know, what is that?
Rewrite website copy.
Rewriting website
Love it.
copy, doing
Love it.
research. I'm a geek.
I know.
I love nerding out.
I will be in the weeds
So
so,
you-
fast if I have to do
She-
website copy.
Oh yeah.
But
I'm
she's
the
the
creative.
creative.
Now, do you use a lot of like Chat GPT and all that kind of thing in your strategy, or no?
Yeah, I would say a lot.
Yeah, I
I
wouldn't say a lot,
definitely
yeah.
it's a support tool. Like
That's
anything
how I
else.
use it too.
Yeah, I
it's-
mean-
it's an idea tool for me.
Because I can
We
spot
try to
it
stay
a
far
mile
away.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh,
You-
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
All-
saw one today from something earlier, and I was like, that is 100% copy and paste.
Oh, yeah.
ChatGPT.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's a tool. It's a tool.
Yeah. Now, what do you see coming up for like 2025? Or how are you like preparing for your clients?
You know, I think it's just very overwhelming. I
It
think
is.
marketing and life, to be quite honest, is very overwhelming. So
Same.
we really try to simplify.
No, I love
Like, I mean, I'm in the industry and I'm like, oh my gosh, what is Instagram doing now?
I'm so tired of
not
the
deal.
elusive algorithm and like my clients texting me saying, I don't think this is what the algorithm says. And I'm like, oh, can I call the algorithm and like
But it's
check
everything.
in and they can give me a heads up on what I need to change? I'm so over it.
It's so, you know, what was your quote about trends?
Oh, so I actually saw this quote yesterday, and I was like, oh my gosh. It's a
So-
Karl Lagerfeld quote
Okay.
where it's like, trendy is the last step before tacky.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
Love
so
it.
then let's apply this to our market. Like, let's be careful because there's always pressure. And actually, we talked about resolutions yesterday on our podcast.
Yeah.
You did.
A lot of pressure going into January for new strategies.
Yes.
For new, everyone wants you to lift the veil on some magical new. And
I'm having all these meetings right now.
yes,
Yeah.
and I don't think that that's the answer. Like, I don't think we need to reinvent the wheel. I think we can take something specific or something we really want to impact, and we
Yes.
can look at that closely. But I don't think that you hit the ground on January 1 and completely change
wipe out
your
all you
strategy and
Right.
tactic.
building.
There's absolutely no reason. We try to pay really close attention to what the customer is responding to
Sure.
and just continue to tap into that because every audience is different. Every product is different.
Right.
We just, and
The storytelling is not going to change, though. I mean,
No, and that's what I love
it's
short
going to
form
get more
video.
or
It's,
authentic, I think.
yes.
how could it possibly get any more authentic? I swear, I just like I see Britney Spears one more time.
Bless her
well,
heart. I know.
That's authentically prescribed. I don't know if that's like,
Yeah,
there's some
she's- People have taken
ulterior,
it to a whole other
exterior-
level. And the fact that like Instagram hasn't flagged any of this stuff is just wild to me. But
Hey,
I'm
give the people what they want.
oh
I mean,
yeah, good old
really.
free Britney, but still.
But I know, but is she free? I'm
I don't
still
know.
not sure if she's
I
ever.
don't know.
But I think just I feel like you take it back even 20 years ago, marketing, just consistency,
Sure.
right? I mean, we're not reinventing the wheel here. It's
No.
basic sales, it's basic marketing.
Right.
Just taking it back to the basics. I just feel like it's gotten so overcomplicated with all of these things.
But I think that's where it gets inauthentic.
yes,
Yeah.
And I think
100%.
with ChatGPT, with AI,
Yeah.
we're seeing people really lean into that. And I think our customers are going to respond to not using those tools.
Good.
Truly. I think
I would like
that,
I would like to be employed.
Oh, I really think there's going to be people who use it for sure.
Right.
But I don't think they're going to play in the same field as us because I think there's a big difference between taking two abstract, made up alien people and having them build a pool for one of our clients.
Right.
When I can get a father and son out there,
I know.
we can talk about all of the stages of what that looks like. If you're buying a pool, you're not going to buy it from an alien.
Nope.
Yes.
100%
So
not.
I think the more we people make those tools and they're available, the more likely people are going to be to spend money with the people who aren't using them and show up every day in their business.
Right. No.
Truly.
I love it. Now, speaking of photography, do you go out there and take all those photos yourself?
A lot of them, yes.
Yes.
I love that. Good for you.
One of my favorite things.
Yeah.
When we were on a shoot not too terribly long ago, and she was like down on the ground, laying down.
I was in 2 rocks. Like,
you were about to fall in that pond. So like this, I mean, she gets the shot.
I love
she's like,
this.
Rebecca. I'm like, if it's an angle up, like I'm down there. She's like, okay, but your hair. I'm like, it's gonna be
Put your hair.
I'm like,
She's
do I need to
I
hold
can
your
watch
leg?
it. Yeah, there you go.
She's like, yeah. I think you were like trying to hold me by the back of my pants. You're like, don't go in. But I'm like, if I can get the shot myself, I would love to.
For sure, 100%.
And we work. I mean, we have places where we go where like a hard hat is required.
Mm-hmm.
We can't necessarily send in. It has to be somebody who works with us that people are used to. We schedule it to come out, or we come out as a team, and like it's really important that like they have our assurance that we're not going to touch anything we shouldn't.
Right.
Oh yeah.
And that we're not going to get ourselves killed.
Right.
And also that we're going to come and go as exactly how we said we are, and they're going to get the shot that they need.
And it's a creative eye thing too. You know, I mean, we'll see something simple and be like, oh, that's a good story. We can say this, and it's just a different.
You've also built that trust and those relationships with your clients that you can just come in and do your thing.
Just do our thing.
Just make stuff happen.
Yeah. Oh, a lot of our clients really, especially in the construction industry, they want to know that we exist.
Right.
But they don't need a lot of participation.
They're doing their job.
They're really busy.
They're good at what they're doing, and they're just, we're just there to supplement it.
Yeah,
right? I love
we
that.
bridge the gap between what they create and who's purchasing it or who's consuming it.
Right.
And they don't know how to bridge that gap because they're really good at what they do.
Mm-hmm.
I love that you're doing certain niches because I work with some home service clients, and I never thought I used to work with like bands and musicians and stuff, and I thought, this would never be my bag, but they're the best.
They are the best.
Oh, I love it. I'm like in like a Breaking Bad suit, like underneath the house in ductwork, and I'm like, this is awesome. You know?
Well, I know. It's so outside
fun.
of like even how I grew up or just being a girl. Sometimes I'm like, oh my God, give me the hammer.
Oh yeah.
I want to drive the truck, and they're like, well, you need a special license, and I'm like, please.
Oh yeah.
Please. Do I need a license today?
I'm the same way.
I want so badly to get, and everything's so pretty and like fun sometimes.
Right.
Like the machinery, like I could photograph this all day.
Yeah, we love it.
That's awesome. I would love to know what construction companies y'all work for, because I have. Shout out to my ex-husband Tristan. He works for a big construction company. He may need y'all's help. So
That's funny.
But definitely, it's like one of those things where like we get in, and every day they get in their truck and get out of their truck and use their tools and do whatever it is that they do, and we're like, wow.
Yeah.
But what they were doing, maybe let's say pool company, just for a great example, you see that all the finished pools,
Right.
24/7 finished pools on their Instagram or social or a billboard, and I'm like, okay, but there's so much more to a pool
it's a huge
than the
process.
one day it looks pretty.
Oh yeah.
At the very end, like, what are we doing here, folks?
Right.
Like, let's get messy.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the bill. Let's talk about what it takes to get one. Like,
Right.
From
start to
after.
finish.
And they just don't see it because they're, it's hard to see the forest through the trees,
Of
right?
course. Well, that's why they need the creatives to come in and tell the story.
Exactly.
That's
and we're in
awesome.
their showroom like, ooh, this is pretty. This is pretty. This is pretty.
Asking 3,000 questions.
Oh, I love it. I bet you bring the most fun energy. But they're like,
think
or
so.
they're probably like, oh, here they come again.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
We
There's a
come
little
in-
bit of both.
I feel that way a lot. They're like, oh, here she comes.
Here she comes.
Perky girl
Yeah,
with a camera in my face. And
Isn't
I'm
it
like,
funny how excited we all are, though?
Oh, I love it.
I'm like,
And
you
they
walk in and it's like a whole like we just Shania Twained your door open.
Yeah.
There you go.
It's
Just
an
kicked it
energy
open.
shift.
I also like that you're showing the real people, because you know how people use like stock images, they hire
Ugh.
models for all
Yeah.
their stuff.
Yeah.
I would feel more comfortable like knowing the dude that's coming in by looking at their social media and their marketing versus some random like,
Some guy in a really clean press shirt.
oh
who looked
yeah,
like
like
he's
that's
never
not
worked in
what they.
construction.
No,
day in his life.
no. Like I want to see the authentic people that are coming in my house, so I don't feel uncomfortable.
Yeah,
you
and
know?
a lot of them have stories too. I mean, we met with a client the other day. He's like, "Oh, my project manager's been with me for 30 plus years."
I
Oh,
love
yeah.
I mean,
that.
that's a story.
That is a story.
Because I think that speaks to his commitment to the company. I think it speaks to the company how good they are to their people.
I was
so
going to say probably helps
Yeah.
with really hiring
that's what I'm
practices.
saying. It's just
Yeah.
so many stories. You just got to start pulling it out of them.
And like you said, it makes you feel really connected to this city.
Absolutely.
I'm not from here, but this definitely feels like home, and it's awesome. Like I was watching.
I can't imagine leaving.
No,
Like, so that's how I
100%
know
no.
it feels like home.
No,
Like,
I have to go to New York a couple times a year, but it's.
Well, you have a fun time when you're there, though.
Dude, I have a fun
I
time.
know. I was like, weren't you
Yeah.
just there
I
5
was
seconds
just
ago?
there.
Same.
Yeah.
It's, I love
Last
New York.
weekend?
Yeah, you went to Carmine's, right?
Yep.
That's
absolutely.
my favorite New York place. Oh,
Yep.
that's
Love
oh
New
yeah.
York.
No, there's something that's special about Charleston. Like living here is just awesome, but it's also nice to like bring some big city experience too. Like you guys have worked with people all over, so
Well, it's just
fun.
nice too. I think when you have children specifically,
right.
You
Yeah.
again, it's all about that community. Like our kids live here.
Oh my
we shop
gosh.
at these businesses, so I mean we're in it, right?
Right, 100%.
And just I think it just makes you fall in love with it that much more
Right.
because your kids are going to do the same thing.
Now, do you ever bring your kids into any of your marketing? Because I've definitely brought Amelie in. Oh, like I bring her to stuff, and she's the model for stuff, and she's a spokesperson sometimes.
Clark does have business cards.
Like, okay, good.
I deemed her the creative director.
Right. There
she
you
has
go.
designed some clothing for us.
I love this.
Yep. So
Yeah.
yeah, I mean
They've
they
been
are.
on the podcast.
Oh, good.
They have.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
So they're
awesome.
very involved, and I love that they
Yeah.
get to see that side of us because
Yes.
she is my biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
I mean, she really is.
I
It's
love me
so
some
cute.
Clark. She's so sweet.
She's a
So
doll.
sweet.
I'm a little biased. but-
Everyone's kids are so sweet.
I
Well, so
know.
and we talk a lot, like because of course we talk on every single platform, 24/7.
100%.
platforms,
Yeah.
yes.
Literally, like multiple different Instagrams. Sometimes I'm like, oh my gosh, I forgot I was on the Mayhem Instagram when we were having this conversation. Or we'll look back for something and I'm
Yeah.
like, good luck
Text,
finding
email.
it.
Yeah, yeah,
Good
yeah.
luck finding it. It could
Yeah.
be anywhere. But we'll go back on all of these different things. And to the girls, it sounds like one of us is coming over almost immediately. This happens a lot. We're like, oh, Clark's coming over. I'm like, oh, no.
This
Sorry.
was this is pre-recorded,
This is,
honey.
like, or like we'll be literally talking right then, and they'll see it or they'll hear it, and it
Right.
just sounds like because we're together so much. I'm like, that's actually gonna happen tomorrow while you guys are at school,
She's like,
and they're like, you guys have all the fun without us.
They're so
Aw.
invested, though.
Yeah.
So invested. Yeah.
biggest cheerleaders.
Biggest cheerleaders.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, do y'all ever fight, you two? Because y'all are besties, kind of now. Like you become like really close friends.
We
You know, okay, so
fight.
2 things about that. We are very close.
Yes.
I will say this, but we actually don't.
I wouldn't say
We
bestie.
have our own girlfriends. Yeah,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah,
we
yeah.
have
like
our
not
own,
in a mean way.
Yeah,
It's
no.
just more of like
I wouldn't say best either, but we
Yeah.
are very close. We really very early on in the podcast, we actually brought on a local relationship expert
true story.
and we had her talk to us. She's a couples therapist.
And she helped y'all through your
Yeah, no,
problems?
we were like, we actually brought you here because like we want to know how to protect and preserve this relationship
I
so
love
that we can
this.
take really good care of it.
That's very smart.
Her name is Kirsten from Raising Marriage.
Yep.
She's local. She's
Okay,
incredible.
I actually listened to this one.
Yeah,
Yeah,
she's
yeah,
she's
yeah.
really good.
And so, but she actually talked a lot about like boundaries and how you problem solve. And one of her really big things was like people come to the table to problem solve because they want to be heard and they
Correct.
want to be correct. And what you really need to do is just make sure that you both understand one another's concerns. And we know, first of all, it's both of our responsibilities to say, I can't do this right now, or I'm not in the mood for this right now, or I'm not in the headspace for this right now.
Right.
Whether it's just like life stuff,
Yeah.
or dog chaos, or a work thing that we need an overnight to think about.
Sure.
And on the few times we maybe haven't set that boundary, one of us has said it 10 minutes in because we're like, actually, one of us is not in the best headspace for this.
Yeah,
and
I love
we
it.
honor that and we don't take it to bed.
yeah.
We really don't.
It's just a lot. Like I said, we're very good with the ebb and flow.
Yeah,
It's just
I
we're
love that.
really
Like-
we're really good at it.
She told us if we're going to have those, we have to be responsible for them. And so we really
Yeah.
are. Like, we don't sit there and hold on to stuff. We say it and we move on. And we both know that we're coming to the table with really, really, really good intentions.
Mm-hmm.
And we honor that all the way through.
That's awesome. I think it's important to have clients who understand that too.
Uh-huh.
And
yeah.
that is one of the many benefits of working for yourself is that if you're having a day, and you have those relationships with your clients, as long as like the world's not on fire, you can be like, I need to take a beat. I'm working on this. I'll get back to you tomorrow on this tomorrow, which is like important to put up those boundaries.
Yeah.
Exactly.
But also
We talk
set
about this a lot.
those realistic expectations for your clients, because I am horrible about like just someone calls me and I'm like jumping.
That's me.
But
That's
but I'm
me.
also like in my sweatpants working from home, so it could be so much worse,
Right.
So it's like
But again,
it's that balance.
We're so different in so many ways.
Right.
But foundationally,
Yes.
what we believe in, how we work, our sense of humor,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
those things are the same.
Right.
So like it's been a really good give and take for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I definitely recommend having a therapist help you through your
There you go.
I
your
will say that like
relationships.
that piece of the podcast, our ability to get people on to talk to these like things that we actually are genuinely curious about.
Right.
We literally got all of this self-growth this year for free.
For free.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't free because we put a lot of time and energy into it.
Of course.
But like,
But you get such good little
it's
nuggets.
amazing.
That's how I feel
Yes.
about the Charleston Marketing Podcast.
Right?
I obviously Mike and I, who's the co-host, who's not here today, but shout out to Mike. We love you.
We miss you, Mike.
We miss you, Mike. You know, when people leave, because a lot of times they're our friends or people we know, or obviously businesses that
Acquaintances,
we're familiar with. But I leave like learning so much about them, and I feel like, oh, well, I'm inspired. I'm gonna go home and do that. Like, it's been awesome.
Yeah.
So it's
Charleston
a fun
is
ride.
the biggest small town ever.
It is. It
Like,
is.
You could be all the way across the bridge
Right.
and run into somebody from your backyard or have a conversation with somebody you've never met before.
Yep.
Like, I mean,
We all know it's the Kevin Bacon thing.
It
We
is
all
the-
know
yes.
each other.
Yeah.
We're
Through
like, dude,
somebody.
Yes, absolutely.
Which is good and bad. 'Cause
Yes.
It's like, oh,
Absolutely.
you have to be on your best behavior all the time,
oh.
which is tough when you have a podcast where you talk about everything.
All right. Now tell me about the podcast. I want people who haven't tuned into your podcast talking about what they can expect. 'Cause obviously, they're going to listen to our podcast and then go listen to your podcast.
A really good question.
That's a great question.
It's called Marketing and Mayhem.
Yes.
So we definitely like to deliver some like really important content. There is a fair amount of mayhem. We keep it
Putting it
real.
mildly.
It's as real. Yes,
There is no script whatsoever. When we boot up that mic, you get what
we
you
might
get.
have a focus, or we'll have a guest, and we'll talk about what they're amazing at. But
Yeah.
we like really like to get to know people. The heart of marketing is the nature of people,
Yes.
truly. And so we selfishly like can't get enough of getting to know people. Like the minute you give me, we have this like joke between us. So I'm a runner.
Okay.
And I like to, when I'm somewhere that I don't know,
Right.
I like to just take 4 left-hand turns because I
there you
assume that I'll get back. I mean, it's eventually going to be a square.
Right.
Which, when my parents realized that this is how I was planning my runs, they were extremely appalled.
I'm sure they were.
So sometimes they're 3 miles and sometimes they're 9.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's okay. But a left will get us there, right?
Right.
The minute you give us a left, we're taking it. Like if you, whether it's like a girl mom or whatever
Yeah.
the little nugget is, we're like, oh wait, hold on.
We're gonna dive
Pause.
into that.
Yeah, we're
Let's
gonna
get- yeah.
touch it
Oh,
and
yeah.
go left again and
You-
left again, and we'll bring it home. But
Right.
like the heart of marketing is human nature.
And there's wine in your podcast.
So,
Now,
yeah, there is sometimes.
There's not wine here.
Sometimes.
So I would like
Actually,
to come.
yeah,
yeah.
you
No, y'all brought me wine
We
for my
brought
birthday.
you wine.
so-
Yes. Hang on, Steph.
I know.
Get the opener.
I cannot wait to have that in about half an hour.
There you go, perfect.
There you go. But I would love to come on y'all's podcast. Now you had my girl Kim on your podcast.
Yeah,
We did.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love me some Kim.
She is amazing. We
She's-
did dinner with her.
we
and
almost
there was
poisoned her.
What?
food.
How-
Well,
food
No,
poisoning?
we didn't know she.
Allergic.
Do you know she has an allergy, a food allergy that's pretty serious?
No.
Okay,
yeah.
well, we
we
didn't
neither
either.
did we.
Kim Russo, you did not tell me
And
this.
she doesn't tell people.
Uh-huh.
And so it's
We picked a
a
Vietnamese
sesame
restaurant.
oil allergy, and we took her to a Vietnamese restaurant.
Oh, the one by Walmart.
Bon Bon.
Yeah, yep.
And we didn't know. And she was like, just so you know, there's very little on this
Oh, we
menu.
were-
And we literally, like, I was like, Kim.
This is really good information to have, Kim, to start
But that's
off.
just the mayhem. I mean, that sums us up to a T.
Which is crazy because I feel like Kim, of all people, is like super detail oriented. She's a getter.
But she's like, well, I don't really like to, like, rain on anyone's
Oh,
parade.
I can see
I'll
that
figure
about her.
out.
which
She's
we
so
appreciate.
sweet.
I'm
Oh,
like,
yeah.
yeah, that's
But
kind
I
of
was
so
like, well, we
sweet.
probably wouldn't have picked,
yeah,
like, any sort of Asian food. We would have taken
Yeah.
you to, like, Italian.
right.
I don't, a lot of other options
That's-
here in Mount Pleasant.
That's awesome.
I was like, what if we.
Kim is also on our AMA board, and she's
Yes.
just like she's just killing it.
She's killing it. We're so proud of her.
I am so proud of her.
We're team girl power
Oh, I
Yeah.
know.
in every stretch of the imagination.
That's what I
We
love
really are.
about this city is like, you know, you hear about women and you hear about imposter syndrome and you hear about like, you know how women can be catty, especially in these tween age, goodness
Oh,
gracious,
yeah.
with our children. So it's a lot happening. But I feel like the Charleston marketing community has been very accepting of all of us. Like
Yeah.
there's space for everybody.
There's space for every- and it's chemistry. I
Well,
always
art
say
is
that.
made with weirdos.
Oh
I mean,
yeah.
you gotta
Yes.
get weird to make
Yeah,
art. I
that's
love
true.
a weirdo.
That's why we're here.
That's
So all-
what it is.
It's all of us creativeness bond
Yeah.
each
Yeah.
other. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice.
But
I'm
you
all
know,
about
a
it.
client
Oh, yeah,
that
me
would
too.
choose you over another company, it's a chemistry. It's just
Oh,
like dating.
100%.
It's like I feel the vibe.
Is
I
it like
don't feel
dating?
the
Because I
vibe.
feel like I'm the only one dating right now, and I don't know if
I've
that's
been
my
there.
dating experience. But like,
you either feel it or you don't.
yeah,
Well, we're on the hunt for her to find somebody
Oh,
good.
you should have heard our conversation just now at lunch. I was like, I think we should go to Home Depot, and like,
Yeah.
and
like the Home Depot in Mount Pleasant, no one even does their own work.
and like start.
That's true.
What am I going to do in the Home Depot in Mount Pleasant?
I'm like, we'll go around and look for guys without wedding bands, and then we'll ask them where like a drill is.
You
or
just
something.
need to go to Sky Zone on a Saturday.
Oh, good call.
So I can come away with hand, foot, and mouth and the love of my life. Yay!
Odds are the dads are parked there. No offense to dads, and the children are playing, and then you could just. They obviously like kids because they're at Sky Zone. I mean, that's where I would
That's
go.
not a bad idea, Steph. I
mean,
I'm rethinking Home Depot now.
Oh yes,
I don't know. I
something
think
like
there's got to be like, where are they? Where are they like flipping the tires or something casually?
oh,
Costco.
there you go.
We've been through this.
Costco would be.
I'm
good.
into
already
the
have a man
Costco
at
thing.
Costco.
I do have.
See, we've taken
You
a
live
left
near
turn. This
Costco.
is what we do.
See, yeah, you live
When
near
you ask
Costco.
what the podcast is about, this is it.
There is a really nice guy that runs the Glenn at the tire. So you can't say I have a man. Glenn's married. Glenn helps me
Sorry,
with
Glenn's
my
wife.
truck.
Okay.
Glenn, I like to not necessarily collect people, but like I love to make a friend.
Right.
And if you're gonna look out for me, I'm all about that. So I'm very loyal to Glenn. Glenn put the tires in the truck. I go and see him to get them rotated. He talks me through what we're doing right now. And what the
Shout
plan
out
is
to Glenn at
next time.
Costco.
Costco for life.
So this is a true story. This is related to you. I was at the Spark Awards, the AMA Spark Awards, a couple weeks ago, and there's a guy who's I'm not going to tell him by name right now, that owns a marketing agency with another person, and I know that he's not married, so I just figured he was single, but he's got a girlfriend. But I went right up to him, and I'm like, I have the perfect girl for you.
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Yes, and
Y'all,
but he
how
is.
come I don't?
He is taken. So, but we're happy for him.
I love
but
that you're looking out for me, though.
I
I really
do.
appreciate that because I would actually like it to be like friend of a friend. I am on Hinge. It's actually terrifying.
I can
It
imagine.
is. I
No,
can
no.
attest. It's
I
scary.
want to validate you in that way, but I can't because it is actually crazy. You can have my phone after.
Yeah.
It's insane.
Oh, I did it. I mean, I'm
is-
remarried.
that's true.
So I did it when Almy was around 3. She's 10 now, and it was not awesome.
They
I did
say
it very
the
briefly.
craziest things to you.
Yeah, I met Matthew through a friend. Thank goodness.
Oh, goodness.
We
Good.
touch my Hinge all the time. We
do.
change it.
We talk
Yeah.
about it all the time. It's
She's the
very
one
fun.
that changed mine too. So my what is it? My most controversial opinion
Yes.
is that McDonald's is life.
Oh, okay.
And so people are real mad about that. So it drops down. There's like a space, and I'm like, listen to me. I love a great dinner. I love a nice bottle of wine. But sometimes you just got to hit the drive-through
Right.
for a crispy Diet Coke and a double cheeseburger, and you've
There
got to
you
get
go.
back to work and chasing your dreams. The amount of men, middle-aged men, who are like,
up about it.
do you know what will happen to you if you eat McDonald's? You'd be prettier if
But
you
it, like,
didn't
weeds
eat
them out.
McDonald's.
Yeah, it
So
takes out the high
It
maintenance
was a
men.
great filter.
Yeah. I mean, I'm like a Chick-fil-A girl
But
and Dr.
you're-
Pepper all day long. So,
Yes.
like, what's the difference?
But if you're trying to match and you say you would be prettier if you didn't eat McDonald's,
People say this. You should see these comments. It's crazy.
We're too old to get talked to like this. Come on now, people.
Yeah.
I'm like, so was I supposed to hit the plus sign and match to you after that?
No, you're gonna meet. Yeah, we've definitely taken a rail, but all the
Yeah,
sweet
sorry.
marketing people who are listening, Rebecca is beautiful and smart and gifted, and currently available. This drops.
Available.
This
I love
drops.
it. I'm like a
in-
puppy up for
this
adoption.
This
I'm
drops
available.
in January,
Neuter.
so by
5'6",
then that might change. 'cause
brownish blonde
it's dropping
hair.
in January.
a little
But,
bit yappy, but like
Well,
food.
I think it's funny that Jenny and I had the same person in mind.
Yes.
It's got dark hair.
Yeah. Yep. I'm there with you.
Okay, so we'll talk about this after. Got it.
But
Back on rails.
no, it's fun. The whole balance of life is fun, and the living in Charleston is fun, and being a marketer in Charleston is fun, and marketing for Charleston businesses is fun.
It's an amazing city. Like
It
we
is.
are obsessed with it. Truly,
Yeah, I absolutely love
we
it.
feel lucky to be in the situation we're in. That's why I think that probably saves away the burnout. Back to that earlier question,
Yeah.
the most, because there's never a time where, I mean, maybe a situation isn't our favorite,
Right.
but we don't base our emotions off situations. We
No.
feel lucky all the time to do what we do.
And
Right.
just like we were talking about before we started recording, we're very careful about protecting our home life too.
Sure.
Like
Yeah.
we are foot to the gas all the time,
Yeah.
but
Right.
I'm still PTA president.
Oh yeah.
I'm still showing up to school.
Yeah.
I serve lunch on Mondays.
So I
This
Oh,
volunteered
is the
with.
lunch lady.
I
Yeah.
am a lunch lady with no hairnet, by the
No.
way. I was really disappointed about that.
Right. They didn't give you a hairnet,
No, I was really bummed.
but you would have looked very cute with that.
I know, that's what I thought. I was like, your hair all
My
tucked up
favorite
and
is when we don't look cute though. Sometimes, like
Oh yeah.
I went to a Christmas vacation party the other day, and I chose.
I saw
Uncle
your
Louis.
pictures on
You looked
on
adorable.
Facebook. They were very cute.
I went as Uncle Louis.
It was-
I
it
was
was
like,
great.
I'm not going as one of the cute. I want to be Uncle Lewis.
That looks like a fun party.
Yeah, we just go all out. That's just the way we do things. But we're really careful. Like, we want to work hard and we want to do all these things.
Yeah.
Right.
But like, mom comes first, and
Right.
so we're really protective of that space, because as successful as I want to be,
Right.
there's nothing if without
And you
that.
guys have been an agency together for like a year.
A year.
Do you think you'll have like more employees? Do you think you'll grow? Like, what's
as
like?
long as I don't have to manage them, I'm fine with it.
That's the thing. Yeah, I also don't want to
I've
do
been there,
that.
done that, and I am.
Yeah.
We will grow,
Yes,
for sure.
we will.
I'm
Big
happy to
plans.
manage employees. That's
Yep.
like one of my favorite things.
Oh, good.
It's all her.
So-
I don't want
Like
to
I
do that
said,
at
we're
all.
such a
But
good.
yeah, you'd be surprised how much once one of us takes something and we show the strength in it. Like, to be honest with you, it's very unlikely that I'm the one that answers the email.
Yeah, true story.
Right.
Yeah,
That's
that's okay.
Yeah,
Jenny will
no.
text and be like, "Did you see that?" I'm like, "I did." What does it say?
Yeah.
And I'll see the notification come through. But she has that same thing that you have, where she's like opens it as soon as it comes,
Yes.
or answers
Yeah.
it as soon as it comes. And I'm like, if it's a phone call where we still need to like partner
Mhm.
and how we're going to answer that phone call, it has to wait a second.
Right.
But
Yeah.
I have that more innately,
Mhm.
and then she has the urgency, which is
Yeah.
amazing.
Right.
But
Now,
yeah, if you email us, you're probably going to get a
You'll hear
response from
me.
Jenny.
Yes.
If you get an email from me,
It's probably be behind her computer.
and or it's like
I love
something
it.
more serious,
Yes.
Yeah.
because that tends to be where I like. That's part of my role.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, are most of the businesses coming to you, or how are you doing your advertising?
Yeah, we've been really lucky, actually.
We've been really lucky. I mean, it's a lot of,
That's
again,
awesome.
small town, no
Nope.
people.
Well, reputation says something.
It does. And,
Yeah.
we're out there, we talk about it, and, you probably see our socials, like, are they there? Are they alive? Like, we don't.
I'm the
put a
same
whole
way
lot-
with my own
Yeah.
Instagram page. It's rough, but I'm very
Because we're
active in all.
exhausted.
It's because we're working on all of our clients' pages.
Yeah.
It's like
Right.
it can only,
You
here
only
here
got
I
so
am
much.
cooperating in my
Yeah.
onesie. Like no one wants to see that, but maybe they do.
But it's
I
a
don't
lot
know.
of referrals.
It's
and-
hard the first time you do it,
Oh,
and then
yeah.
after that, you're like. But
Yeah.
mine has been chaotic forever, so I'm
Yeah.
like,
It's part of your charm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've had Erin Kenzel, who's a friend on here, and
Mhm.
she's like so great at it, and I'm like, good,
She
girl.
is. She's a rock star. At it.
She's
is a
oh,
rock
she's
star.
a rock star. She is. She's.
But I don't think it has to be for everybody.
No.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Like,
Yeah,
and
that's
we talk about this. I'm like,
we don't do social for every
that's
client.
just not my.
You don't. Okay.
Not
No.
necessarily.
Yeah.
It depends where they're at.
Yeah.
Right.
We meet them
Okay.
where they are. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't love it. I don't love it. Like, you'll get dog pics, kid pics.
Oh yeah.
I'll throw in some food, but that's about it.
That's it. Now people are going to listen to this podcast and they're going to want to hire you. So
Ah.
what are you looking? You're like, oh, how about
Okay.
that?
Hey. I knew you would like that.
Hey.
What is your vibe, and do you eat McDonald's?
That's right. And they're at Long Point at Chick-fil-A. If you would like to accidentally run
We
into
literally
them.
we're either at like, oh gosh, Burton's,
Burton's.
Opal.
Okay.
Opal.
So,
We-
I like
Basil.
Opal.
Love.
Oh, yeah,
we
Basil.
really like to. Yeah, that I would say
We
as far as
support
clients
local.
in restaurants,
Yeah.
Okay.
like that's how big our breadth is.
Yeah.
Somewhere
Okay.
between McDonald's and Opal.
Yeah.
Okay. So what kind of clients are you looking for in the new year? If you're as you grow and expand, because you know you're going to do those things.
That's a good question. The answer is very
Okay.
subjective, but I would say just people who align with who we are as people,
Sure.
who are fine not being so serious,
Correct. Yep.
who understand that they do have a story to tell, and understand that marketing is important. There's
Right.
a lot of companies, who don't necessarily see the value in it because it's kind of feels like this intangible,
Yeah.
It's
thing.
abstract.
The elusive.
very
thing. Yes.
abstract. So we like people who get it, who know at least that much.
That it has
Right.
value. Teaching somebody
Yes.
value is not our favorite thing.
Oh, it's
because there's
hard.
a lot of people who don't want to spend money on marketing.
Yes.
And so like that conversation is the hardest. We're happy to have it, but like teaching the value,
yes.
like we can give you the value for
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah.
But like if you come to us and you are dead set on not seeing the value,
Right.
we probably aren't going to fully align anyways.
Yeah.
That's really important to us. Like integrity, like all of those things.
Yeah.
We are very selective with who we take. That's why I say we're like boutique style
Sure.
agency
Sure.
because we're very selective about who we work with.
Which is funny, but like
Yeah.
we have found this niche right now that we are like loving, and it is very much the construction industry.
I love it.
Mhm.
It's we wear the work boots, like we show up in jeans or leggings, and like we
It's just our
get
fave.
the job done.
Yeah.
It's so much fun.
And again, that's one of the reasons it's called Gritty Gal.
Yes.
Because that's the kind of girls that we are. We
I love
are
it.
people who roll up our sleeves, who aren't scared to get dirty and get in there, get in a duck pond and take pictures. Like,
Yeah, but where you just go to work, we literally walk in, whether it's like a home renovation or whatever it is, and we're like, There's so much
So many.
content here. There's so much story. Like we
I
could
love
spend
this.
all year there.
Yeah.
So like that for us is really soul filling
Yeah.
too. Like those teams appreciate us. We appreciate them back, and we can see this huge global perspective for them that they can't, and then they love that too because they're like, I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
like,
We love that little light bulb that they see. They're like, oh, that's a good idea.
yeah, we were in a meeting the other day about pools, and she
Yep.
was like, what even about pool maintenance? Like
Yeah.
pollen season is coming.
Yeah.
How do
yeah.
we
I mean, you
and
know,
I'm like, oh my
Oh
gosh,
yeah, I have a pool.
no
People
one's-
come every
like
week.
all the questions.
Oh yeah.
But like all those things that are more than just like a pretty little pool at the end.
Right.
I'm like,
right.
And a chat GPT caption.
And the chat suggestion
once or
with
twice
all
a
the
year.
bullet points.
With all the
all the
all
emojis.
the emojis.
All the
Yeah.
emojis just rock my world. I'm like, oh, here we go. Yeah, it's tough though.
It's pretty funny though. We have like moments that we had a conversation where we were talking to an older client, right? I mean, we're in the construction industry, and he was like, says that he's on social, but he never sees his content, and it
Right.
wasn't our content yet. This was an initial discovery
Yeah.
conversation.
Sure.
And we were like, oh, what do you watch? And I was like, do you typically watch the videos? Do you watch the reels? And he was like, yeah, I love them. I was like, well, you don't have any.
Yeah.
Right.
So you actually aren't ever going to see yourself in that
Because
space.
you
Because
are
you don't
not
have any.
You don't have
participating.
a single video.
Right.
So, and he was like, oh. And I
Well,
was
that
like,
would make
I hate
sense.
That would
didn't
make sense.
link
Yeah.
until we had to sit down together. But like, yeah, you don't, and your last post was in January.
Yeah. No,
And
it's
it
all
looked
about
like- yeah.
consistency and it's wild. But that's why we're all employed, which is great.
Absolutely.
But
Yeah.
their lives move as fast as us too,
Correct.
which was
Right.
also one of my points. Like when you're in that, like they're so in it that everything happens so quickly.
Mhm.
We could go to a site, typically every other week, and
Right.
we'll see it change exponentially.
Right.
Like, why didn't you call us?
Yeah.
Like our contract might be every other week, but like,
we're here to help.
what did
yeah.
we miss? What did we miss? Like
Yeah.
we're like, oh, we feel cheated, right?
Yeah.
That we missed some of the
Because
content.
you're emotionally invested.
But they're going so
Always.
fast that the year flies for them just as much as it does for us.
Right,
And I'm
right.
like, I get that.
yeah.
When you're
Yeah.
really good at your job, that happens.
That's right.
Time flies.
And I love that you're highlighting industries that like aren't necessarily getting the love.
Right.
That you're making them cool,
Yeah.
which I think is fun.
Yeah. Well, it's in both of our families.
Right.
Okay.
Truly.
Yeah.
Okay,
My
I was
dad's
gonna-
been in construction here.
It
in
feels
Charleston
like
for,
a shared
45
passion.
years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep,
Like,
my
we
brothers
like
are.
the roll up the sleeves. Like we like to get in there.
Okay.
It's we love it.
So the key takeaway is they like to roll up their sleeves and they're gonna get in there.
We're gonna get in
Yeah.
there.
They're gonna get in the pond and
Yeah.
be held by the ankle with the rock.
We
Snake
might
could
show
be
up in
coming at their
sneakers.
face, but they're not gonna drop that camera.
We might be showing up in sneakers and ponytails based on what your construction site is at, but like
Yeah.
we're gonna do it.
And we
Don't
have
have to
a
worry.
good time, but just to be clear, we are serious about what we do.
I
Like
know.
we just you have to love what you do, so that translates to your customer.
Yes, it does.
So they buy from you.
There
I
you
mean,
go.
That's really what it's about.
And we do. I mean, we do laugh a lot, so it could be easily
do.
mistaken as whatever. But life is hard, and so we have just decided to choose joy and let the funny stuff be funny because some of this actually is ridiculous,
Absolutely.
Yeah. But like, we don't get hung up on those things. We just laugh and we're like, well, that was wild.
And then you move on.
And then we move on. Yeah.
Yep. And you're building these great relationships and great communities.
And having fun. Having
Yeah.
fun.
That's awesome. Well, you guys are awesome. I know we've talked for like an hour, but I could just
Oh,
keep
sorry.
talking to you forever. It's so easy because it's like we're having the best time ever. So yeah, I love that you're just like doing it all. You're being like these role models for your families, and you're also like helping the community. It's pretty awesome.
Well, same back to you.
Yeah,
Right back
really.
at ya.
I was like, if anyone understands this as deeply
you.
as we do, like, how are we ever gonna explain this to you? You're
I know.
in it too.
I know.
We're probably
Well-
somewhere holding hands, shaking in a corner.
Oh yeah.
Are we okay?
But I think it's
fine.
important to highlight like sometimes like all these solopreneurs or like teams feel like they're on an island on their own,
Oh,
but
for
like
sure.
we're
Oh, yeah.
all going through the same pains.
Absolutely.
But it's so awesome. It's so worth it at the end of the day. Yeah. So-
It is nice to know
Yeah.
that there are other people in the pond, though, for sure.
Oh yeah.
That
I mean, you might.
validation of like,
Oh yeah.
Becca's hanging off the side of it.
Oh, I love it. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, with my camera.
You need. I want to check your Instagram later and like have the hard hats and like the suits and like be in the. I'm
Hey, we'll
expecting.
get
You'll
there.
see. I was like, I just got a puppy, and I'm like, oh my gosh, how fun would it be when she gets mature enough that she can like come in the truck
Yeah.
and go to the job sites, and then she acts like a wacko, and I'm like, well, that's never gonna happen. Like
Well-
my one dream of like bringing my
Wondering, bring your dog.
boxer puppy to like
Your
job
boxer
sites
puppy
with
is
us.
so cute. Yes.
She's so cute. She's so nice and sweet, but she is naughty.
Well, she's little.
I know, but you know,
Yeah.
Thank you,
Oh,
Stephanie. This
Sam,
is so fun.
I want to
Was
put
it
her in the
fun?
truck.
Yes.
Well, I would love
You're
to.
going to come on ours next.
Oh, I'm coming. I'm excited.
And then we'll pop out the wine for that one.
Oh, amen to
And the
that.
sesame oil.
And we'll bring Mike because we miss Mike. So
Or do you have any food allergies we need to be concerned?
Please
I
tell
do
us.
not. I do not like beets. Right, Mom? No
I
beets.
actually don't love beets either.
Oh, yeah, I think you're in good company.
I don't like sour cream for whatever reason.
I'm not the biggest fan of sour cream.
But otherwise, I'm good to
blue
go.
We
cheese
won't
dressing?
take you to a beet sour cream restaurant.
Perfect. Done. I love it.
Easy enough.
All right, guys. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Obviously, these are my friends, and we've had an absolute blast. So I'm sure you enjoyed it as just much as I did. But before we leave, we need to do that due diligence of thanking our incredible sponsors. What's up there, buddy? Charleston Radio Group Studios, Jerry Feels Good, of course, the DJ at the front of the beats, and the American Marketing Association. We need to get you guys to some AMA events with me.
I know. We would
Absolutely.
love that.
Yeah, I would love to have y'all.
Love an event.
Yeah. All right, guys. Until next time, thank you for being with us, Charleston. Ladies, let's say bye.
Bye.